So we'll learn halacha on Yom Kippur. We're getting closer and closer to Yom Kippur. So, Alter Rebbe Shulchan Aruch in section 604 speaks about the conduct on Erev Yom Kippur. So the pasuk says, "V'yinisem es nafshisechem b'tisha l'cha." You should afflict your souls on the 9th of the month. How do we know? We don't fast on the 9th. We fast on the 10th. So how do we know? Because it says be'osor lachodesh te'anu es nafshisechem. On the 10th of the month, you should afflict your souls. V'neimar me'erev aderev. And it says, from evening to evening. So the pasuk tells us that we have to prepare ourselves on the 9th in order for us to be able to fast on the 10th. Hashem has tremendous love to the Jewish people. That he only commanded us to fast one day, once a year, and it's for their own benefit, to atone for their sins. And he commanded them to eat first, so that the fasting should not be harming to them. So why does it say inui? If you don't want us to be in pain, why do you use the expression inui? Why do you use the word inui? Or if we eat on the 9th day, why are you using the word inui? What pain is it to eat? And if Hashem wanted to teach us that we need to eat on the 9th day in order for us to fast on the 9th day, in order to fast on the 10th, you should have just said, eat on the 9th. And why does it say, V'yinisem es nafshisechem b'tisha? B'tisha l'chodesh. Why? What's inui? Why do they use the word afflict yourself? Say explicitly, you should eat and drink on the 9th, so you can fast on the 10th. Comes to teach you, and this is an unbelievable lesson. So a person that eats and drinks on the 9th day, so he will be able to fast. It's because of the mitzvah, because of the commandment of Hashem. The pasuk considers him as if he fasted also on the 9th day. Why? Because Hashem commanded us. Mitzvah HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem commanded us to fast. Obviously, the reward for someone who eats and drinks because of Hashem's commandment, and the rewards for someone who's fasting because of Hashem's commandment, obviously the reward is different. The one who is eating and drinking on the 9th day of Tishrei, his reward is harba me'od, it's very much, it's great reward. Why? As if he has fasted on the 9th and the 10th because of God's command that we fast on those 2 days. So interesting, the word inui, afflict yourself, is really telling us you should eat on the 9th day so you can fast on the 10th, and if you do so, it's considered as if you fasted 48 hours straight.
You know the story about Reb Zusha? What happened? He came to Kol Nedrei and he said, Hashem, do you see anybody under the chairs? You heard this story?
And?
He says, nobody's under the chairs. And nobody's throwing up. Nobody. I said, if you had given this commandment to a God,
they would be
right. They would be disgusting. And look, your people, they're here. They're all set to go, clean.
Yeah.
Look at Hashem. You hadn't heard that story before.
Yeah. So just end off. He says, So since Yom Kippur, you cannot honor the day of Yom Kippur with food and drink like we honor the Shabbos and Yom Tov. You have to honor the day of Yom Kippur in the day prior to Yom Kippur, on the 9th.
Right.
So therefore, you're not allowed to fast on the 9th day of Yom Kippur for any reason, even Tanis Chalom, which is usually... Yeah, so usually, remember we learned that on Shabbos sometimes you're allowed to, not in our days, but back then you were allowed to fast on Shabbos for a dream. So, but on the 9th day you should not be fasting.
Right.
Because the eating itself is considered like inflicting yourself.
Right, because you eat so much theoretically.
It says, rather you should eat and drink, and it would be considered to him as if he fasted for his chalem, for his dream. But nevertheless, whoever wants to fast for his dream up to the Sudam of Sekes, up to the last meal, he is allowed to. Ein limchus biodu, should not be rebuked. Fish Erev Yom Kippur and Dimel Shabbos. It says Erev Yom Kippur is not like Shabbos. Shabbos, it says v'korosel Shabbos, saying that you have to call the Shabbos delight.
Right.
It has to be delightful. Therefore, you're not allowed to fast even 1 hour on Shabbos for the sake of fasting. Aval be'Yom Kippur, but if it's the eve of Yom Kippur, it doesn't say oineg, it doesn't say pleasure. It needs to be pleasurable. It's just a mitzvah to eat on that day. So once a day you fulfilled your obligation. If you ate once a day, you. But in general, you should eat, make a nice Suda for Yom Kippur.
Right. Crap, look at the whole thing.
Yeah. So if somebody did fast, he has to then do another fast.
Yeah, just like Shabbos.
To compensate for the fact that he fasted on the 9th day. Unless he only fasted up the Sudam of Sekes, but if he fasted also...
Then, that's dangerous. That's 2 day fast. That's bad news.
Yeah. Okay.
I hope the people didn't mind my little story.